Hey guys, I'm Mark from Zerby. In case you don't know what Zerby is, we help guys maximize their dating life, especially online dating life, without giving up their integrity. So today I want to talk about the friend zone, because I know this is something that comes up a lot. By the way, if you're watching live, you can ask questions either in the Instagram live side or in the Facebook live side. And if you're watching a replay of this, just go ahead and leave a comment and I will see it and respond to it as well. We actually have one of our viewers from yesterday, Dean, is back. Hey, it's good to see you, man. If you ask a question or put a comment on, I'll put it on the screen, and that's kind of fun as well. So yeah, friend zone. Here, I can even write it. Friend zone. So the thing is, man, a lot of guys have dealt with the friend zone before. It's not uncommon. We go through life, especially when we're younger, in our early 20s or in high school or college, getting to the friend zone, and it's really frustrating. So the question is, A, what the hell is the friend zone, and how can we get out of it? How can we avoid the friend zone in general? Well, the thing is, in my opinion, it's a flawed question because there is no friend zone. And some of you guys might be familiar with this concept already. Some of you guys might be very familiar with it and know exactly what I'm going to say, but even still, maybe I'll bring up something you to think about. But the thing is, the friend zone, when we think about what it is or what it should be, the friend zone is when you are interested in a girl and you spend a lot of time with her, you hang out with her, everything's going great, you think that you're building some kind of romantic connection, and then when you try to make a move, you invite her out or something like that, she says, I just saw you as a brother. I just saw you as a friend, you know, whatever. We already have a question from Dean. Why do you believe some girls say the friend zone doesn't exist at all? And why do you think it does indeed exist? No, I don't think the friend zone exists at all. In the sense that I don't think for women, they friend zone a guy or not. I think it's the guy that friend zones himself. And after watching this video, you're never going to be friend zoned again because you're going to understand exactly what I mean by that, because that's sort of an esoteric thing to say. But, you know, thank you for writing in your question. And on the Instagram side too, if you guys have questions, feel free to go ahead and add it as well. So let me hide that comment. Yeah, friend zone. So basically, you spend time with a girl, it's going really well, and then she friend zones you. What happened? How did that happen? Why? Well, what it really comes down to is intentions, your intentions. So if you're hanging out with a girl from the beginning, you need to make your intentions apparent. What happens is most guys don't. Most guys meet a girl and they're attracted to them, but they don't let her know. They delay telling her. And what that communicates to her when a man approaches her and talks with her and is friendly with her, but doesn't show any romantic intention or ask her out, is not direct and is not forward, he's telling the girl, I'm not interested in you. That's what he's communicating. So if you are communicating to a girl, I'm not interested in you, then she thinks you're not interested. It's pretty obvious, right? So time goes on and you spend more and more time with her. She thinks that you're not interested, subconsciously, right? Her attraction is gone because you're not attracted to her, and that's just how it works. There's hundreds, thousands of men in her life at any given moment who would be with her at any time, who are direct, who are, you know, interested and will let her know right away without, you know, ignoring that fact of being insecure. So when you do decide to ask her out, by that point, it's too late, right? Because you've already told her that you just want to be friends. Now, what really happens, or what should happen, is when you meet a girl, if you're attracted to her, you let her know. Now, you don't have to literally say, hey, I find you attractive, because that's not exactly what we're talking about here. But what you need to do is when you approach her and you start talking to her, say, hey, I like you. Let's go out and grab a drink together, right? You invite her out on a date, whatever. You ask for her number. And that implies that you're attracted to her, and you escalate from there. And what will happen is one of two things. One, most likely, she's going to reject you. And I say most likely because statistically speaking, you're going to face more rejections than success. And that's good. It's not a bad thing. But again, first thing is she may, most likely will reject you and tell you straight out, hey, not interested. That's great. You're not friend zoned. You're rejected. You know, hey, that's done. You don't have to think about it. From that point on, if you want to hang out with her because she's cool, then you can. But you're not friend zoned. You're rejected. And you don't want to be with a girl who's rejected you anyway. You're going to be approaching and meeting lots of new girls. So if you want to spend time with her as a friend, you certainly can, but that's not being friend zoned. Friend zoned is when you're not showing your intention and you're spending time with her as friends with a hidden ulterior motive that at some point she's going to decide that she likes you. And at that point, you're going to get her, right? And that's the friend zone. Hey man, welcome. Thanks for putting a comment in, Jay. Talking about the friend zone today. So knowing that, if you're direct from the beginning, if you approach a girl and you let her know you're interested and she rejects you, you can move on. And if you want to be friends with her, you can be friends with her at that point. That's not the friend zone, right? The other thing that might happen is she's interested in you. Great. Now you have a girl that you're talking to, that you're dating, that you're having fun with, friends with benefits, whatever you want to do, girlfriend, right? So what really happens with most guys that find themselves in the friend zone often is it means that they're not being direct from the beginning. They're insecure, they're nervous, they're pushing it ahead of time. They figure, to a guy, it makes logical sense, right? If you want to be with a girl, the best way to do it is to first get her to like you by being your friend, right? And then after you establish all that, then it's easy to become romantic partners. But that's not how it works. She decides within the first couple minutes, the first 10 minutes, the first hour, not all girls, of course, not all situations, but for the most part, most women in most situations will determine in a very short period of time whether she will ever be with you as anything more than friend, right? So you need to have her make that choice with you early. So you know whether the answer is yes or no at the beginning. Now, it doesn't mean that from the beginning she's 100% open. She might be willing to explore it with you. But if a girl has decided that you're rejected from day one and you spend years with her before you finally have the courage to ask her out, that's tough. That's tough, right? Or what will happen is you are with her, you ask her out, she rejects you, right? And you decide that you're going to keep trying. So you spend more time with her. And you pretend to be friends even though you're waiting for this moment where you guys get together again. And that's not helpful, right? That's not her friend zoning you. That's why there is no friend zone. That is you castrating yourself. And that's a very different thing. So there really is no friend zone. It really just comes down to guys castrating themselves. Guys being too insecure or nervous to make the move from the beginning when she initially decides whether you have any chance at all. Right? And that's important. And a lot of times what will happen is she doesn't know yet, so she'll say, all right, sure, let's hang out together, and you go out on a date, and she hasn't fully decided whether she's interested in you enough. So you stop escalating. You just say, okay, well, she won't kiss me, but she'll go out on a date with me. She'll hold my hand. But you never try going beyond that. And time goes on. Well, you've lost. Because at some point she needs to make a decision, whether you are, in her book, a good choice. So that's why you go on a date and you go for the kiss. And if she's too nervous, then you try the next date. And you try again. And if she still doesn't want the kiss, you try maybe one more time or maybe never again. And then you cut it and you move on. You cut your losses because she has made the choice by not making the choice that you're not right for her. You don't castrate yourself. You don't stay in a position where you can hold hands but can't do anything more than that. You get stuck in this weird neutered zone for long periods of time. And guys will stay in it for long periods of time. She's made the choice that she's not interested in you. And you're not forcing her to reject you by escalating the relationship, by making things more romantic, right? By always escalating, you're bringing her each step closer to making a decision. Are you rejected or are you not? You want to be rejected so you can not waste your time and move on and find a girl who likes you for you. Me here, Vase. Hello. Hey man, I hope I pronounced your name right, but welcome to the chat. And by the way, guys, if you have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them and I'll read them out and call them as they come. But yeah, we're talking, in case you guys don't know, you're coming in late, we're talking about the friend zone or why the friend zone does not exist. It is self-imposed on you. And if you find that you are in the friend zone often, well, it's simple. It's happening because you're putting yourself there. So don't do it. And the way you don't do it is by making her reject you or making her make a choice not to reject you. You don't want to be in the middle ground. Now, all of this is a little bit constructed in real life. It doesn't flow this way. In real life, you just ask her out on a date. And if she says no, okay, you know. If you ask her on a date and she's unsure about it, and she gives you, like, let's say you're on Tinder, okay? It's a good way to, or even text. You meet a girl in your class and you're texting with her, and you invite her out for a date, okay? Maybe to go get a drink at a local bar near you. And she gives you a vague answer, like, well, maybe next week. Right? Or, well, how about instead of that, you know, we just study together for 30, whatever. That's not a good sign. And you can try a second time, you can try a third time. She's communicating with you that she's not up for it. You might try one or two times. You might try to have more conversation with her and then try again. But if it keeps happening, then cut your losses and move on. It's a rejection at that point. But guys won't do that, right? Girls, well, it's twofold. Girls don't want to reject guys because it's painful, it's awkward. And they don't want to, you know, most women are normal people because most men are normal people. Most people are normal people, and we don't want to hurt each other and make each other feel bad. There's a minority of people that intentionally want to hurt people. Sick people. Very thin minority. But most people are good people, right? So a girl knows that if she harshly rejects you, or not even harshly, but directly rejects you, that it hurts. It hurts most guys, right? Unfortunately, that's more helpful than what ends up happening, which is girls tend to be more subtle about it or beat around the bush or try to ignore you and hope that you get the message. So as a guy, you need to get the message. Either get the message or get her to give it to you more directly and move on, right? That's what you want to do. You don't want to get stuck in a loop. Make sense? All right, keep that in mind. One thing that I just want to tell you is if you guys get the chance, go to zerby.co because on there we have tons of information as far as blog posts covering topics just like this, other videos on this topic that we've done. And one of the things that I want to do for you guys is if you go onto zerby.co on the homepage, and I'll put the link in the chat actually after the live stream is over, we have a free text guide that you can download that will give you basically a Tinder guide from beginning to end, from the first conversation all the way through until we got her number and beyond. And we break it down step by step. So you don't copy paste our lines, but you understand why she's saying what she's saying, why we're saying what we're saying, and you can implement that in your own conversation, right? And get the Tinder results that you can definitely use. Keep in mind, of course, on top of all that, now that you've watched this video, when you get those dates lined up from our Tinder guide, you're not going to be friend zoned ever again. Because you will only be friend zoned if you friend zone yourself. Girls will never friend zone you. There's no such thing. Don't castrate yourself. Move on if you're not having it. Cool. All right, guys. Well, that wraps it up. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, you know how to reach us. We're Zerby.co on Facebook, on Instagram.com/ZerbyCo over there. Go ahead and ask us whatever you want to ask us. We'll help you out. You can go to our website, Zerby.co. We have tons of free guides on there as well. And one more thing. In the next month, we're going to be coming out with a product called Tinder 10X. I'm not going to say too much about it now, but it's going to be cheaper than the cost of your dinner tonight, and it will show you exactly how to put together a Tinder profile that gets results. Your profile photo, all of your other photos, your bio, even the first messages. We're going to give you a structure to implement and put all of that in place so you can be in the upper echelons, a small degree of guys that actually get serious results on Tinder. Because as we know, it's only a minority that do. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.